ICE-deported woman with kids, and how YouTube saved her. Every morning at 7 a.m., the rhythm of Cardia Chisholm's life paused for a single heartbeat, the moment she passed Smart Cut's barbershop and heard a familiar voice.
"Good morning, Cardia," Mr. Anthony Davis would say, stepping out just in time, as if fate had synced his clock to hers.
Anthony, 49, was a kind-hearted barber with a quiet demeanor and a crush he never fully confessed. Cardia, 32, was a curvy, striking, dark-skinned woman with 2 kids and no time for fairy tales. Her past had taught her that love, especially with mama's boys, was a dangerous game. She was a hardworking, no-nonsense woman that didn't have time to waste. She had lived through it already with Danny, her children's father. He was a man molded by his mother's hands. Agnes was a controlling, bitter woman who never liked Cardia. She resented her independence, her voice, her confidence, and in time, Agnes encouraged Danny to walk away, not just from Cardia, but from his own children. Cardia still carried the scars from that betrayal. That's why, for all Anthony's charm, she kept him at arm's length. He still lived with his mother after all. She had no intention of walking into another emotionally lopsided relationship. But then everything changed when ICE had come knocking. Because in 10 days, Cardia would be gone, deported. Her green card expired. Her renewal denied. They claimed she had lied on her application 10 years ago, accused her of working before she was legally allowed. She couldn't even remember the details. But it didn't matter. ICE had made their decision.
"You can self-deport or be forcefully removed," they told her. "You have 4 weeks." Danny, unsurprisingly, declined to keep the kids. "I can't be a full-time father," he shrugged. "Take them with you. I'll send money."
Cardia didn't believe that for a second. She had $3,500 in the bank and a heart full of dread. Her children, ages 3 and 7, were American citizens. But she wasn't. And now she was being discarded by the country she had worked for, paid taxes in, and called home for over a decade. She knew her savings was not nearly enough to survive on in Jamaica. She will have to find a job in Jamaica as soon as possible. She wished she had invested in Bitcoin that would have taken care of her financial problems. That's what she keeps hearing everyone talking about on social media. I can't daydream about that now. She was scared, angry, broken, but not defeated. She still had one thing left, her dignity. And, strangely enough, Anthony Davis. When she brought Sean, her son, for his final haircut, she planned to say goodbye. "Let me pay," she said.
"It's on the house," he replied.
So Anthony asked her, again for dinner. She hesitated. Everything inside her screamed, "Don't go, it'll be another Agnes." But then she thought, what do I have to lose? I'm leaving soon anyway. She decided to tell him. "It doesn't matter anymore. I'm leaving. I'm being deported in 10 days, she confessed.
Anthony froze, his face drained. "No, this can't be. Let me talk to someone. I'll help you fight."
"It's too late. It can't be reversed."
With sadness in his eyes, he asked, one more time, "Dinner. With me and my mom. Bring the kids."
Confused, touched, and on the edge of breaking, she agreed.
"I'll go," she thought to herself, only because she didn't expect anything to come from it.
To her surprise, Anthony's mother, Sally, was nothing like Agnes. She was warm, gentle, genuine. "Welcome to our home," Sally said, smiling down at the kids. "Anthony's told me what a strong mother you are. It's so wrong what they're doing to you. I'm sorry." Cardia blinked back tears. She hadn't heard those words from anyone else. Sally welcomed her like family. The meal was warm and delicious. The air was thick with unspoken sadness. Sally broke the silence. "Anthony hadn't invited guests home for a long time. He thinks very highly about you, Cardia." Anthony smiles embarrassingly. After the kids finished eating, they went over to play with the small, cute family dog. Sally later joins them.
Cardia started to clean up the dishes on the table when Anthony said, "You can leave that. Come, I want to show you around the house." He showed her around the house, and then they headed upstairs.
Cardia slowly followed him into his room. "There is something I want to show you," he said, heading over to his computer desk.
Cardia was following so close behind him, both collided. Anthony caught her hands as they collided. Suddenly, they both fell into a passionate kiss. It wasn't just a kiss, it was an eruption. The passion of unspoken years, the pain of exile and the grief of goodbye.
Both fell backwards from the light-headed dizziness of the kiss, and they tripped over the desk lamp onto the floor. "Is everything all right? I heard something fall," Agnes shouted from downstairs.
"Everything is okay, Mom. It was just the lamp fell down," Anthony shouted back.
Cardia and Anthony shared a sneaky quiet giggle laugh over what just happened.
Anthony turned on his laptop computer and pulled up YouTube. "This is my YouTube channel. I make over $2,000 per month and it's only part-time. I only work on my channel 3 times per week in about 3 hours per day."
Cardia stepped closer to look at his channel. It was about cutting hair with special design style. "Why are you showing me this?" she asked.
"Because I want to help you start one. Document your journey, your truth. The world needs to see what's happening to people like you. You have a voice, use it."
"I don't know anything about running a YouTube channel. I won't have time."
"With the few days we have, I will teach you everything to get started. We will actually start from here, and you can continue the process from Jamaica. I will help you all the way." He spoke.
Cardia hesitated. "I'm not tech-savvy."
"I'll teach you. It's easy. You'll learn everything."
And she did. In the final days before her flight, they met daily. Anthony taught her how to edit, upload, film. He taught her how to hope again. They shared laughter, kisses, and long silences, knowing that time was running out. Then the morning of departure arrived.
Anthony drove her and the children to the airport. Danny was nowhere to be found. Again. ICE agents stood like shadows at the gate. The children thought they were going on a vacation. Cardia let them believe it. Anthony knelt down, hugged them both, and whispered, "Be strong." He looked into Cardia's eyes, his own brimming with tears.
3 months, she said softly. "If you still feel the same, we'll talk about visiting."
"I will forever feel the same," he whispered in her ears.
They kissed one last time.
Then he said, "Start recording now for your channel." She nods her head, tears in her eyes.
"Goodbye, Anthony." It was the first time she spoke his first name. Then Cardia turned and walked toward the terminal, phone in her hands. Tears filled her eyes as she handed over her passport at check-in. Her chest tightened. Her legs trembled. The future was a fog. Her sister and her husband in Jamaica had offered to house her and the kids for 3 months. Her sister will charge $500 per month. After that, she'd be on her own. She hadn't returned to Jamaica in over 13 years, not even when her mother passed. They had a rocky relationship that was never repaired before she died. She was a stranger to the very place that once raised her. She didn't know what to expect. Would her sister and her husband treat her and kids with kindness? Would she find work? Would her children adjust? "Oh God, help me," she softly prayed. As she looked back one final time, Anthony stood silently at the glass wall, hand pressed against it. She forced a smile through her tears, then she disappeared into the crowd. As the plane lifted off on its way to Jamaica, Cardia held her breath for a few seconds, down her head, and began a silent prayer. But this wasn't the end. It was the beginning of a new chapter. One that would be written not just in pain, but in purpose.
To be continued.